In the remote, dense forest, there was a small village known for its ancient traditions and eerie legends. The villagers lived simple lives, untouched by the modern world, but they whispered of the dark woods that surrounded them. They called it the Cursed Forest, a place no one dared to enter after dusk. One evening, a young girl named Alara, driven by curiosity, ventured into the forest despite the villagers' warnings. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that seemed to twist and writhe. Alara wandered deeper, the trees closing in around her, their branches like skeletal fingers. As she walked, she heard a faint, mournful singing. It was a lullaby one her grandmother used to sing to her, but distorted, as if sung by something not quite human. Following the sound, she stumbled upon a clearing, where a dilapidated cabin stood. The windows were broken, and the door hung ajar, creaking in the wind. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of decay. Old, tattered furniture lay strewn about, and the walls were covered in strange, cryptic symbols. In the center of the room, a dusty mirror stood, its glass cloudy and cracked. Drawn by an inexplicable force, Alara approached it. As she gazed into the mirror, her reflection seemed to shimmer and shift. Her own face disappeared, replaced by that of a woman with hollow eyes and a mouth twisted in a silent scream. Alara stumbled back, her heart pounding, but the reflection reached out, a ghostly hand emerging from the glass. Frozen with terror, Alara felt the icy grip close around her wrist. The mirror's surface rippled like water, and she was pulled into its depths. She found herself in a nightmarish version of the forest, where the trees dripped with blood, and the ground squirmed with unseen creatures. In this twisted world, Alara was not alone. The forest was alive with the spirits of those who had vanished over the years, their faces contorted in eternal agony. They whispered to her, their voices like the rustling of leaves, begging for release. Desperate to escape, Alara ran, but the forest seemed to stretch endlessly. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, until they were a deafening roar in her ears. Exhausted and terrified, she stumbled upon a figure cloaked in shadows. The figure spoke in a voice that echoed with centuries of sorrow. It was the spirit of the forest, a guardian cursed to remain until the wrongs of the past were righted. It revealed that the villagers had once committed a terrible betrayal, sacrificing innocence to gain favor with dark forces. The spirits of the forest were those wronged souls, trapped in eternal torment. The guardian offered Alara a choice: remain and join the cursed, or seek out the truth and bring justice to the village. With a heavy heart, Alara chose the latter, and the guardian marked her with a symbol that glowed with an otherworldly light. Suddenly, Alara found herself back in the clearing, the sun rising on the horizon. She stumbled back to the village, determined to uncover the truth. As she delved into the village's history, she unearthed the dark secrets that had been buried for generations. When she confronted the village elders, they were horrified but knew they could no longer hide the truth. Together, they performed an ancient ritual to appease the spirits, seeking forgiveness for the sins of their ancestors. The Cursed Forest, once a place of nightmares, began to heal. The spirits were freed, and the oppressive darkness lifted. Alara became the village's new guardian, ensuring that the past was never forgotten, and the forest remained a place of peace. But as the years passed, the villagers never forgot the night Alara ventured into the woods, and they continued to whisper of the girl who faced the forest's wrath and emerged as its savior. The legend of the Cursed Forest lived on, a reminder of the thin line between the living and the dead, and the price of uncovering the truth.